Hey guys, this is a little bit different of a video today, but I wanted to just go into the Spotify podcast experience as I have been using it to listen to the Joe Rogan podcast. And I have to say that listening to the Joe Rogan podcast on Spotify has been an absolutely colossal downgrade for the audio podcast experience. Now, I want to go ahead and show you guys the other app that I was using, show you what this transition for me has been like into using Spotify for it, and ultimately why I can't stand it. So let's go into the podcast application I was using before, and this is Pocket Casts. Now, prior I could go ahead and I could set, this is the MKBHD podcast, I could go ahead and set this application up to automatically download my next episodes, auto archive it, and essentially make it so that my podcasts were always synced and I never had to worry about downloading it or waiting for a podcast to download or streaming it, because generally streaming it over Wi-Fi or downloading it and playing it off of the internal storage is going to take up less battery than streaming something over data. And essentially all of my podcasts are here. They're all in one condensed place. And it makes the podcast experience pretty seamless because I can go ahead and filter stuff on played episodes. And this way, all of the podcasts and everything that I want from a podcast are here and they are prepared and ready for me to listen to. It has a discover option that allows you to go ahead and look at and discover new podcasts, but it isn't necessarily the best portal for discovering new podcasts. Now, since Joe Rogan has gone onto Spotify, I've actually been using Spotify for a little while to listen to the Joe Budden podcast and Andrew Schultz, the Fragrant podcast, which are all podcasts done by comedians. But now on my home screen of Spotify, it's literally all podcasts. And Spotify is no longer necessarily pushing music-related content to me. And this is just absolutely so frustrating because now I have to go out of my way to find music. It just makes the overall experience less convenient, less enjoyable, and just a bigger pain in my ass. Now, on top of that, specifically with Joe Rogan, his episodes are video as well as audio. And since he signed the deal with Spotify now, all of these goddamn shows are downloading.
Those obvious good.
All of these shows are now downloading as video as well. And if you're on Wi-Fi, it'll stream it over Wi-Fi, but will also use your data connection to push the video content to your device, which I really don't like. Now, on top of that, another kind of quirky, buggy thingy that I've noticed with listening to podcasts, or specifically the Joe Rogan podcast on Spotify, is if I'm listening to the podcast, I have my screen locked and I'm listening to it as normal. If let's say I'm walking through an area, I briefly connect to Wi-Fi or I unlock my phone, it will start streaming the video aspect of it. And sometimes the podcast itself, the audio portion of it, will pause as it downloads and buffers the video stream, interrupting my overall listening experience, which is really unpleasurable. The next aspect of this is that there's no way for me to just disable the video aspect of this, which really I cannot stand, as I would love nothing more than to never have to watch any aspects or any parts of any of the podcasts that I'm listening to, as I'm not going to Spotify to watch video content. The fact that I'm using up data in my data plan every month to download video that I don't give a shit about is just really annoying. Now, on top of that, we can't follow and automatically download any of these episodes. Meaning every time I want to have an episode downloaded, I have to go down in, download it, and then uncheck it. There's no way to automatically have this stuff downloaded onto my device as it was before. And if we go into settings, we still don't see that at all. Canvas is something I usually turn off. I haven't done that recently. You guys can see that there is no way for me to automatically download podcasts, and there's also no way for me to not stream the video content over data, which is really Spotify's way of getting you to interact with the video content on their service more. But if you're just in it for a podcast, this just destruction of your Spotify home stream, this really kind of blatant promotion of the video aspects of a podcast is just really unpleasurable. And overall, for the hardcore podcast person, this is definitely a downgrade when compared to another application or another service, such as Pocket Casts. I really wish we could see an overhaul of Spotify so that we had more automatic podcast downloading features, as well as the ability to opt in or opt out of video content when on Wi-Fi versus when on cellular, or just overall more granular control. If you guys also like podcasts and you like the Spotify experience, let me know why you like the Spotify experience. If you can't stand podcasts on Spotify, let me know your reasons why in the comment section down below. And until next time, guys, it's been Mitchell. Peace.